This is KGW News at 5.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Galen Etlin. It is another wet one out there today, and we're going to begin with meteorologist Joe Ranieri live in studio here, tracking when we could try out. Joe, I was using the umbrella to get to my car this morning, this afternoon, actually. I know I grew up here, but this hair does not keep itself up. When are we expecting the rain to stop?
Well, hey, when you go out for your dinner break, you might want to keep the umbrella, but when you come back from break, depending on where you take it, you should be okay. We're going to start to see some of that rain taper off here in just a little bit. But once again, we're looking at another round of an atmospheric river, and here the last month or so, that's really been our weather headlines with our weather. And as we look out there right now tonight, we are starting to see some heavier downpours. We haven't seen impressive rainfall amounts, though, since midnight, but you can see throughout parts of the Oregon coast, you're going to be seeing a steady stream of showers. Now, this atmospheric river is going to be going pretty well north of us, but it's going to be sinking a little bit to the east. So with that, we're going to be seeing kind of the east side of this river move through, bringing in a decent amount of rain here the next couple of hours along the coast. But most of the rainfall late tonight and into tomorrow is going to be falling into British Columbia and once again throughout parts of Puget Sound into western Washington, where they've just been getting hammered over the last 3 to 4 weeks with a relentless amount of rain. Rainfall amounts in some locations along the Washington coast, the northern part of the Washington coast, could easily get close to 2.5 to 3 inches over the next 24 hours or so. But this is a look at that atmospheric river we've been telling you about, and with it is some very mild temperatures, and I should say warm temperatures for this time of year. Daytime highs were right around the upper 50s to low 60s. Keep in mind, we should be seeing highs this time of year closer into the low 50s. So as we look at the weather headlines, another atmospheric river moving in. It pretty much is out of our area here in just the next few hours. Expect to see the showers taper off tonight and drier conditions by, I'd say, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. But another round of rain will be moving into the forecast late tomorrow and into Monday. I'll talk more about that in about 10 minutes from now.
All great information, Joe. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Well, a lot of people are talking about the new variant of COVID. You probably heard about it. So let's break it down here tonight. Researchers around the world are trying to figure out if current vaccines are effective against it. The new strain is the Omicron coronavirus variant, and it was first discovered in southern Africa. Several cases have popped up in Europe, too. Now, in the U.S., the CDC has not found any cases yet. Now, we've seen a lot of variants, so here's why people are talking about this one. The World Health Organization says the number of mutations in the Omicron variant is concerning. It thinks there could be an increased risk of reinfection. Now, we don't know for sure yet how fast it's spreading and if current vaccines can prevent infection. And health experts say for now there is no data suggesting vaccines would not work.
The vaccines that we use may very well be able to contain this, and then there won't be as serious as some people are surmising it might be. A lot of unknowns, which is the reason why we're all over this.
So to be safe until more research is done, experts say we should continue doing what we're doing, taking steps to lower infection by wearing masks and distancing. Now, health officials in Clark County are warning about rising opioid overdoses. The county says fentanyl is behind a recent uptick in emergency visits. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that's 100 times stronger than morphine and can be added to other illegal drugs like meth and heroin without someone knowing, and it can be deadly. Recently, our team on The Story dug deeper into the meth issue in Portland, and of the 3 people we talked with in recovery, all mentioned the dangers of fentanyl.
Just the other day, a friend of mine said 2 of his friends that he was in treatment with, in fact, Nick, died shooting the meth with fentanyl in it. They overdosed and died. See, you really don't, it's hard, excuse me, it's hard to overdose on meth. The fentanyl acting in the meth, it's not hard to overdose. It's just not.
Now in Clark County, deaths tied to fentanyl overdoses spiked 200% between 2019 and 2020. Experts say if people use powdered drugs or pills given by someone who is not a pharmacist, they should assume it contains the deadly drug. And as Clark County sends out that warning about synthetic opioids, Portland police made a big bust involving some fake oxycodone pills. Take a look here. Officers this morning were investigating a suspicious car at a hotel, and they found those drugs. They also found loaded guns and silencers there. Police arrested a suspect who now faces multiple charges, including illegally possessing those guns. All right, let's get to some consumer news here. Christmas tree lots are getting ready for that holiday traffic, and you could see higher prices as you pick out your tree this year. Our Christelle Kumwe joins us live in studio to explain here. And Christelle, this all comes down to those supply chain issues we've been talking so much about.
Yes, Galen, and higher prices apply to both live and artificial trees. The hikes come from that perfect storm of increased demand, lower supply, and hiccups in the delivery process. Picking out a Christmas tree is a tradition for Kelly Rundell and her family.
Yeah, we've been doing this for years. It's always the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
She's in Damascus at Tony's Garden Center to find the perfect fresh cut tree.
I don't do fake trees really. I like the live ones just for the mostly the smell, I think, the evergreen smell.
But this time she may skip getting her favorite variety.
Yeah, I normally get a noble fir, and those are a lot more expensive than they were last year.
Many people across the country are seeing higher prices for Christmas trees.
The supplies have been pretty tight for the growers, I think.
John Karam is one of the owners at Tony's Garden Center. He had to adjust prices as local growers charge more for trees this year.
Just following the cost of the trees. I think this year it's kind of just further exacerbated by the heat wave we had.
Well, this is damage from the 110-degree heat.
After June's record-breaking heat wave, Christmas tree grower Mark Schmidlin told KGW trees suffered on his Washington County farm.
There are thousands of trees on this farm that have been damaged in this manner that's going to render them unsaleable.
The heat damaged thousands of Oregon Christmas trees. That, combined with supply chain and labor issues, dealt a harsh blow to the industry. Experts say tree buyers should expect to pay 10 to 30% more for both live and artificial trees this year, and also expect a smaller selection.
You know, sometimes folks are looking for really large trees, and we only have a few of them, and we'd like to have more, but that's what's available at the time.
We're just here to get trees.
The price didn't deter Kelly from getting a tree this Christmas, but it did impact her decision.
It changed a little bit which tree I'm picking. Normally I'd get a noble. I'm cutting down on that this year and getting one of the Douglas firs. They're a little less expensive.
But still keeping up with tradition. Shipments of artificial trees have been delayed this year because of the supply chain issues, and that includes a shortage of truck drivers to make the deliveries to retailers. Galen?
All right, Christelle, thank you so much for breaking it down for us. We are still riding one of the busiest holiday travel days of the year. A lot of people filled PDX, as you can see, some coming home from Thanksgiving travel, and of course others heading back after spending the holiday here. PDX has not said just how many travelers pass through the airport yet, but it's expecting more than 48,000 between both today and tomorrow. That is still down from pre-pandemic levels. Passengers we spoke with, though, said it was smooth, although busy.
Get here early. Get here early. Don't think that you're just going to sail through. There's a lot of people trying to do the same thing as you, and just be smart and pack up quick and get down here.
And that's similar advice the airport's giving. It says it's important to give yourself enough time to really navigate the travel process without stress as the airport gets busier. It suggests arriving at least 2 hours before your flight. A new kind of camping experience is being developed along the Washington coast. An outdoor lifestyle company is building a campground in Long Beach to get you rejuvenated and connected with nature. Our Tim Gordon has more.
Snow Peak! A groundbreaking this past week by a company called Snow Peak, which says it is bringing a new vision of what camping can be to North America.
Disconnected ourselves from the natural world in many parts of our lives, and spending time in nature with others is one way to reconnect with what really makes us human.
These 25 acres in Long Beach are grassy, wooded, and wetlands. They have served as a campground before. You can see some of the old hookups and the old camp bathrooms. These will be replaced.
We think that the simple act of having really nice bathrooms is a forward-looking move when it comes to campground development.
Chief Operating Officer Matt Little says the Long Beach camp field will be different, inspired by Snow Peak's Japanese roots. Cars stay outside camp. Special carts will help bring in your gear down a tree-covered entry.
You almost immediately feel like you've kind of left the world behind and stepped into nature.
There is nature here for sure. This doe and her fawn were not bothered by us at all as we looked around. Little gave us a tour of the site, describing the 75 campsites, mostly for tents, but including some cabins. Snow Peak is an outdoor gear company first, so if you don't have your own, you'll be able to rent it here.
Well, an onsen in Japan is a type of hot spring.
And to encourage community, a focal point will be a large hot water soaking pool with sauna and showers. A pretty nice way to get together in nature.
It's just about where our onsen's going to be. It's actually like an open air building. Think of it almost like a pavilion with a wide, low roof.
Looking out on a nearby pond, part of the wetlands that Snow Peak says it will restore and preserve as it creates its natural and in some ways luxurious camping experience. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
A Japanese onsen would be a luxurious experience. Well, Snow Peak will develop the Long Beach site to open for the 2023 camping season. Pricing, though, is not set just yet. We'll let you know. With all the tough news in the world right now, we're going to spread some cheer here. So coming up, we're going to showcase the work of a local group making a difference for kids this holiday. And next, the regional outlook for our neighbors in for possibly more flooding after a recent storm caused millions in damages.